We are back at one of my all-time favorite hunting locations, Spot X. This is a horse farm that has been experiencing problems with birds such as Egyptian geese, guinea fowl, rock pigeons and doves eating from the feeding troughs and bringing in diseases from neighboring farms. Not only are these birds everywhere, but this farm is only 15 minutes from my house, and this makes it the perfect spot to test out a new rifle. A little over a year ago, I came out here with a Daystate Wolverine and an Air Arms S510 and had incredible success hunting all of these species. Today we're going to be targeting a few different species of doves, and this time we have a brand new gun to put to the test.
Alright, we're going to be using the FX Impact today. I haven't had this gun for long. I've probably had it for about a week, but I've really just tested the heck out of this thing. I've shot hollow of strings over the chronograph, I've shot some long range groups, so I feel like I understand the gun really well, and I trust this gun now because I've seen what it can do at long range. I believe that this gun is going to really do the job for us today, and I'm excited to try it out. It's the first time I'm using a bullpup on this farm. It's going to make it nice for, if there's thick bushes I can move around, it's nice and maneuverable. But let's see how it gets put together, because that's one of the most interesting things about this gun. So it comes in this wonderful carry case. You can just put it in your boot or trunk if you're American. And it comes together like this. You basically screw in this 480cc carbon fiber bottle. This bottle's already pressurized. Goes straight on. And then you fit the barrel in. It's also very easy. Make sure this is loose. Press it in. You can feel it lock into place. You tighten it down, and I'm using a silencer on the end of the shroud. It just keeps things nice and quiet, and it actually doesn't extend the gun too long. As you can see, it's pretty compact. I've got a whole lot of spare magazines here, which I'm going to just put in my pocket. Right, I think that's all we need. Let's do it.
The plan for the day is quite simple. Walk from field to field and shoot any dove that we see at or near the feeding troughs. A quick wind measurement confirms a consistent but fairly strong breeze from the west, and soon we spot our first bird of the day perching directly above the troughs. It is a perfect shot, but immediately we spot a few more doves and it's straight back to work. This was a fairly easy shot, nice and close, and the very stable JSB pellet does the job just fine.
Oh, it's a tight fit. Okay, good. We've got two different species of doves here. The nice thing about dove hunting in South Africa is that most of the species we have here are species that you can hunt all year round with no bag limit, and they all taste really good. These are two of the smaller species of doves. This one over here with the browny red tinge on his back, this is called a laughing dove, and this one here with the white on his chest, it's called a Cape turtle dove. I've actually done a video at this exact spot before talking about the different species of doves, so I won't do too much of that today, but that's two birds in the bag, and this is all good meat. So this will be taken home, everything will be eaten, everything will be used, and that's the way hunting should be.
Now, the trick when hunting these birds is just to keep moving. The property is huge, the feeding troughs are everywhere, and so I'm pretty much always guaranteed new opportunities around every corner.
Alright, so we've just spotted a whole bunch of doves by the feeding troughs there where they feed the horses at the bottom of this hill. It's probably about 30 meters away, somewhere around there, so it's nice and close. They're just out of view of us now. But I think if we can sneak up to one of these fence poles and just rest there, we can try to take a few shots at them and hopefully they don't fly away. So let's do this. Three birds in the space of about 20-30 seconds, somewhere around there. Very happy. You can only do that with a quiet, suppressed air rifle. If you were using a rimfire, there'd be no chance of getting this done. So very happy with that. Let's go get those birds.
Now, you can see from the slow motion playback that although the shot was from fairly close, the strong crosswind managed to blow the pellet about 0.5 mil to the left. Nonetheless, that's about 30 foot-pounds to the chest, and the damage is done. I hold a tiny bit to the right for the next shot, and it does the trick. One thing you'll notice throughout this video is that there are literally no spiraling pellets. Every single one of them flies dead straight. Now, this could just be the particular tin of pellets that I have, but I'm pretty sure that the stability can be attributed to the smooth twist barrel on the impact. We'll talk about this in another video though.
Okay, so this is our first bird over here. As you can see, absolutely smashed right there in the chest. Pellet exited right out the back. Good shot, Cape Turtle dove. And you can see there, if you look closely at his chest, what you see in his crop is the horse feed. And that is the problem with these birds here. They're not pests in terms of, you know, the way that they behave, but it's the fact that they eat so much and the fact that they're eating very expensive horse feed that's the problem. It's not a problem if you have a few, but there's a lot of these doves on the farm. So, you know, to come out here and to shoot these, be able to get food from it and help the farmer out, everybody wins, and that's why we're out here shooting these doves. So, over here, first bird down. Second one is right over here. And again, you can just see right there in the crop, there's all the feed that the horses are fed that these birds have been eating. And then where is the third one that we shot? Should be somewhere around here, along the fence line. Where is the third one? So you saw a mongoose running around here, and I think the mongoose probably saw me shooting these birds and came down to get one. Definitely shot 3 here. You could see in the video they went straight down. But we're in Africa, there's little scavengers everywhere that are very happy to come pick up a free meal, so it's just the way it goes. Cool, let's take these back.
We keep on walking, and I'm soon gifted with a ridiculously close shot in a bush about 15 meters away. I get into a really awkward shooting position, and it's one of those shots that is so close that you just don't really know where to aim. That was just way too easy. It's probably about 10 or 15 meters away, and you just drop straight down, solid thud. Awesome, man.
Okay, nice. Got another laughing dove down. There's another one right on the pole there. So I'm going to leave this one for now. We'll come back and get him later. But let's set up for that shot there. I've got my rangefinder, but that's probably about 50 meters, maybe 60. Get focused in on him nicely. Get the cord. Nice. Straight down. It's nice about this gun. As you can see that the scope is mounted quite high above the barrel, and this helps with long range shooting because it kind of flattens your trajectory a bit around the 50-60 meter mark. So I can zero at 25, same as my other guns, but I can hold dead on at about 50-60 meters and know that the bird's going to drop instead of having to worry about, you know, holding over about a mil dot and a half at 50. Just aim dead on, you'll go straight down, and it just helps, makes my job a lot easier. So it's one of the positives about this whole setup here. Right, change of plans. We've got quite a few shots now with the scope cam, but it really does take up a lot of time to set up a shot with the scope cam, and you know, we don't want to have to worry about the birds flying off before we take the shot, you know, taking too much time. So we're going to change things up a bit. We've got 2 cameramen here with us, so I'm not worried about, you know, not getting the shot on camera. So I'm going to take the scope cam off, and I'm going to set it aside, and I'm just going to shoot straight through the scope. It should enable us to get on those birds really quickly, and it will probably help to keep me more steady as well. So let's do it.
With the scope cam off, everything becomes way easier and things start to happen very quickly. The Impact is a rifle that handles extremely well. It's short and it's light, but one of the best features in my opinion is the forward cocking lever. It is literally in the perfect position, and this not only allows you to keep your eye on the target, but it also allows you to keep both hands on the gun, which is almost unheard of. You can actually just keep your right hand on the pistol grip and use your index and middle finger to cock the rifle. And my cameramen are also just on the ball today, so for once I don't have to worry about getting the shot on camera. I can just be myself and hunt naturally, and everything turns out pretty much perfect. Although we are heading towards winter in South Africa, it can still get pretty hot if you stand in the sun all day, so we decided to change plans a little bit and head for some shade.
Right, so we've had a fairly long morning so far, good success, but we've come back to the spot where I shot those 3 doves in quick succession earlier, because this is where they all seem to be concentrated. You know, I've seen them flying around here. There's a lot of movement. So what I've done is I've just come here into the shade where it's nice and comfortable in the midday sun, and we're just going to sit down patiently and wait for them to come in instead of trying to walk around and find them. So I'm going to change my setup just a little bit here. I'm going to take the Atlas bipod off, and I'm going to be using the Vanguard Equalizer 2 bipod. It's a sitting bipod that I've used in many other videos. It'll allow me to get nice and comfortable and, you know, take the shots well without shaking around.
As expected, it's not long before we see the doves beginning to come in. This one is about 60 meters away.
That looks so cool, right?
Nice, and there's another one there. Okay, Rich, you can probably see him. Okay, I just see his head.
Now I had to hold off for a strong wind on both of these shots. I underestimate the range a little bit, and the first one probably drifts a little bit more than I would have liked. I make a slight correction for the second shot, and although he's pretty well hidden by the bush, he gets hit really hard with a well-placed shot. And you can see just how quickly the feathers blow away here as well. That should give you a pretty good indication of what the wind's doing.
This is further than I expected, hey? It's probably about 60 meters. So here's the first one. It's the first bird. I actually cannot see where I hit him. Can't see at all where I hit him, but we'll check on the footage. First bird, and then the second one should be down here somewhere. Aha, up in the tree. It's going to be a mission to get. Those acacia tree thorns are like that long, and I'm not wearing long sleeves. But you know, you want to be a hunter, you got to brave the thorns and the spiders and goodness. This is impossible. Okay, I'm not getting that. I need a stick. I'm gonna go get a stick and I'm gonna get a stick and I'm gonna come back. Oh, my goodness. Pain.
I get the camera guys to help me out, and after a little bit of drama and a lot of pain, we managed to retrieve the bird. We are almost ready to call it a day, but I just can't resist shooting a few more doves on the way out. Now, as I let the footage from the final few birds play back here, I do just want to talk a little bit about what we're really doing on this property and why. Now, someone watching a hunting video like this for the first time might assume that I enjoy the act of shooting these creatures. The truth is that I do enjoy shooting these birds, but it's not the act of causing an animal harm that brings me joy. It's actually the exact opposite. The truth is that the numbers of these birds have multiplied dramatically since farms like these started popping up all over the country. These doves are overpopulated in many areas, and they do have to be controlled. Now, when I'm able to take an ethical shot which drops a bird on the spot, I feel a sense of achievement because I've done what needs to be done without causing any suffering, and I've provided food for the table. Believe it or not, I actually love birds with a passion. I've rescued countless injured doves and rehabilitated them, and I keep my own birds at home. And it is this passion for birds that gives me a reason to shoot species like pigeons, doves, sparrows, and starlings. The overpopulation of these species can often lead to a drop in the numbers of other species, and this is one of the things that I don't want. An airgun, in my opinion, is the best tool to use if you want to control the numbers of these birds in a farm environment like this. Because of the horses, shotguns are pretty much out of the question, and a rifle like the Impact, which provides over 100 accurate, powerful, and quiet shots per full, just does the job perfectly. Well, that's a very successful day, I'd say. You can see the doves lined up on my right hand side here. That's not all the doves that we got, but I'm very happy with the way that this gun's performed. I've only had this for a week. We had some challenging conditions today with wind blowing between 9 to 11 kilometers per hour. So I'm happy with the way that this gun performed, but I do believe that once I get used to, the trajectory of this gun, and the way that the pellets drift in the wind, all of that, I'll be able to come out here and I'll be able to put together a little bit of a better hunting trip. Today was good, but I do feel that it can be even better. So one of the things that I enjoyed most about this gun is the fact that it's got a large shot capacity with this huge air cylinder, but it's also really light. This is a carbon fiber bottle. You've seen me come out here with the Wolverine before. Wolverine gave me plenty of shots, but it didn't have a carbon fiber bottle. It had an aluminium bottle, which was quite a bit heavier. So this gun, is easy to carry around. It's nice and short, so I can walk with it like this without having to carry it like this all the time. Overall, it's probably my choice gun at the moment for this type of hunting where you require plenty of shots, but you don't want to be lugging around a heavy gun. It's quiet. There was one time where we shot 3 birds in one sequence really quickly, and that's what an air gun should be. There's no point choosing an air gun if you're going to pick a loud gun that isn't suppressed properly. So I'm happy with the way things went, and I'm sure we'll come back here on another day because there are quite a lot of geese here.
There's quite a lot of guinea fowl, animals like that, and they're just asking to be shot pretty much. And the farmer's been asking us to shoot them. So we'll be back, probably with the same gun. We'll take those birds out, and when we do, we'll have the cameras with so you can see it as well. Thanks for watching.